Justice Chandrachud, if you could share your journey from India to Harvard, the LLM to SJD, from being a counsel to Additional Solicitor General to Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court, and now the Supreme Court. That would be great.
I think you've summed it all up. And I don't know where to begin, actually. And I have a space of maybe a minute or two to just say what I have to say. But I think it's been a very rewarding journey, because I think the greatest reward of a life in the law is its fundamental interconnect with society. The law as a discipline has no independent existence of its own, divorced from its societal connect. But I think that may be for some a criticism, but for me, that's the greatest reward of law. That when you're operating within the framework of law, you're in that sense impacting upon real lives and human lives. And in that sense, I think my journey, both as a lawyer, I was a law teacher as well, but as a lawyer and now as a judge, has taught me two different ends of the spectrum. As a lawyer, you come face to face with injustice when you meet real clients, and you see what can happen to an individual when they are unfairly arrested, when they are subject to arbitrary procedures, maybe for the denial of a pension, a denial of a job, or whatever. And when it comes to judging, so lawyers have a very vital role to play in a democratic society, because that sense of a fearless advocacy is a great bulwark for freedom, I believe, in democratic societies across the world, whether it's South Africa, it's India, or any of the other countries as well. Insofar as a judge's life is concerned, it's very different from being a lawyer. One of the great things which you miss when you become a judge is the camaraderie of being at the bar, because judges lead very isolated lives, and that's something which you require time to get used to. It grows in you, and now that I'm in it for the last 20 years, I wouldn't have it any other way, because it gives you a little time to reflect, time to introspect, a time to think about the way forward for your society. And particularly in the Supreme Court, I think the great liberation of being in the Supreme Court is that, yes, you are bound by precedent to a certain extent, but then you also are not bound by precedent to the same extent as, say, you would be in the High Court or in the District Court. So the great liberation I feel at an intellectual level of being in the Supreme Court is the ability to contribute to causes, to outcomes which you feel would promote the constitutional values of fraternity, of human liberty, of the ability of human beings to express themselves, of equality and dignity of individuals. Now, for all the cases where you see this quest or this aspiration for justice, you also have a very sad feeling at times as a judge of the Supreme Court when you see injustice, because every case that you see, you come face to face with injustice. So a judge's work in that sense is very edifying. It's extraordinarily satisfying. But then you also have your moments of internal crisis when you look at the extent of injustice which cases show you. And you go back with a realization that, much as though your life, which you've chosen, this path that you've chosen in life has been well worth it, every moment of its time, there's so much which you can do, and there's so much which really remains to be done, particularly in poor societies like ours, and of the work in progress. So it's empowering, but it's been a truly humbling experience as well, about the extent of the path which lies before us. And it's also a reminder for us that, we are holding a baton at a particular point of time, and we're all pilgrims in this path. And there comes a time when you hand over the baton, and you only hope that, you've been instrumental in creating a new generation which will take over and do a much better job than you did in your time.